Awesome, man. Thanks for coming by. Really appreciate that one.
Of course.
So we kind of go back. We've worked together a few times. We've got James Deen here, not the porn star.
Not the porn star.
No, but it was a shout out to the original old school cool James Deen, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
Which
yeah.
Which I think works because you kind of represent that new school cool, which I like.
Oh, sick! Thank you.
Which is great. Now before we jump right into it, I want to go with a nice icebreaker.
Okay.
Out of any of the platforms, your favorite Smash character to play?
Oh shit.
It could be 64, it could be Cube, you name it.
Oh, I would say N64.
N64.
It's probably what I'm, but it's well known that the GameCube is the bomb.
The best bomb one.
Well, it's the best one, but going back to comfortability, I would say N64.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm a bit older than you. That's the only Smash I know. GameCube came after.
But. Well, it's just the GameCube is way more balanced.
Yeah.
That one I found but yeah, and it'd probably be Kirby.
Kirby in the 64.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I mean, I kind of suck at it, so the whoop, 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 it helps a lot.
The challenge. Up Sierra.
Yeah, so.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things we've got in common, more so you than me, but you're from Kelowna, and I spent a good 5 years there. So
Right.
I want to know how James Deen came to be out of Kelowna. So for people that don't know what Kelowna's like, why don't you give a little insight into this bro haven that is Kelowna?
Kelowna. Kelowna is your friend you went to high school with that deep down is great, but everything about them kind of sucks.
Yeah.
You know? So it's based around a lake. So it's fucking rich people with boats.
Yep.
And just this sense of
Big Jack Bros.
Yeah, Big Jack Bros, big trucks, Monster energy drink sponsored everything.
Yep.
The amount of times in my life growing up in Kelowna that I've been walking down some street and I hear a from a big truck and the word faggot.
Yeah.
At me. Too many
times,
to count on the hands.
Because
right?
I get that. I spent a few years there and it's just Jaeger bombs and dubstep, and you're like, I like not this kind of music, and there's
nothing for that.
There's nothing for that.
And it comes back to the Kelowna is a very it's a rich place. So if people can't make money off something, it's not going to work there. So the kids doing shows at random art galleries, it'll last for maybe 6 months of doing that, and then it's done because. It's just you can't make money.
Yeah, no, I fully well know. Which is sort of what I want to get into is your sound. There's no way I can put your music into a box.
Yeah.
With some people you're like, well, yeah, he's trap, or they're future beats. Easy. You can label them as much as people in the industry trying to avoid the labels. But yours, it's fun. It's got trap elements. It's got some of these wave elements. It's danceable, but then a lot of the times it's not danceable.
It's not, yeah, right.
So I kind of want to know I fucking hate the question. Mm-hmm. What influenced you? But how did you come out of the town of Kelowna and start producing, in a way, your very own brand of music or genre of music?
That's a good question. Yeah, no, I think it was a total product of being from there and not finding any. Not finding any people that I'm oh, cool, we do the same. There was one person there. So it was mainly just being on, it was the internet.
Yeah.
The internet is through and through all of it because it's just finding random things. All the way back to liking Taking Back Sunday when I was in middle school to, finding Neon Indian in high school or something like that. Mm-hmm. I think it's just, it's not, another thing too is I don't know music very well. So
theory
theory, songwriting, any of that stuff. It's just all self-taught. So I think it's a combination of just loving music and just trying to find weird music and wanting to make it at the same time. So I think it's just an amalgamation of all those.
Cool.
Does that make sense?
No, yeah, absolutely. You kind of just took pieces from wherever you found and created your own sound, and then just experimented from there and created what is sort of James Deen.
Yeah. Well, and it goes back today too, because it's any given time when I'll listen to Young Thug or Alex G or fucking Ryan Hemsworth, and just liking all of those things and being let me put this, like, let me try to make what I want to make.
Yeah, no, I've always been, I've always agreed that, like, every song should influence you positively or negatively, right? Like
100%.
Like you're like, that's a shit song, or like even it's like a Britney Spears track, like that's really cool riff, like
or you like this one part of it and you just want to hear this like vocal melody over and over. You don't.
That's great. So I mean, how did you then, coming out of this environment of absentee of real any artistic expression, and then like you came to Vancouver, so we won't go into the reasons why. A girl and whatnot or whatever, but like. What was it like then transferring over here into Vancouver, where there's, we'll sort of get into Vancouver in itself,
right?
But coming from this scene of no creativity to one that, in my opinion, aspires to have a scene at least, or a creative scene.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, when I came here, I was like fucking fresh-eyed. Whoa, everything's crazy. And so even having the like smallest version of a scene here was like having a whole world
open up.
You know what I mean, like comparatively. So coming here was super fantastic. And again, not that like Vancouver does have like this crazy scene. It's like it does, but it's definitely not like.
What are your thoughts? I know we have good talent, I would say,
totally.
In a wide range from hip hop to experimental to
like electronic,
you name it. Like
is covered. Like
we have your core amounts covered for sure. But like, would you say there's a scene here that you were able to?
There is, but it's just so hard to do music and live here that I think that's like the biggest blockade. Because if you look at Montreal, right, you have all these like super talented people doing fantastic things and like just doing those. Like if you look, there's like Project Pablo, Jacques Green, there's Tops, even Home Shake. Like the amount of difference there that are just thriving. It's here, but it's like it's too hard to just make art and live here.
Just cost sort of thing. Like I mean, I know Montreal rent's like $500, $300 bucks.
Exactly.
You can find something
like $750 minimum here, right?
Yeah.
Like so, I think that's
fucking lucky.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking hell. But yeah, I think that would be a big thing. And also, the other side of that too is that like, to make money doing music right now, you have to play a lot of shows.
Oh yeah.
And the nightlife here is not exactly the most like it's still based around the same idea of money too. Right?
Yeah.
So they're gonna just do resident DJs or 30-something people that just know how to play the right
top 40
Kalani remix
clap tracks,
or whatever. So, and fair enough, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know full well that situation.
Yeah,
you're right. You're sort of the high cost of living, and then the lack of venues, essentially, or a monopolized industry here, like really does stifle the creative scene, I think.
Totally. And I mean, well, me, for example, I've had like so much trouble making music in the last bit, just because my life is full. I work 8 hours a day somewhere, and it takes me an hour to get there, an hour to get back. Yep. So that's 10 hours right there in my day that I can't.
Yeah, it's sort of what I wanted to ask you too. Is sort of like there's the maturity now. You're not a 17-year-old producer anymore, right?
Yeah.
Like you have responsibilities like a stupidly high rent.
Yeah.
So I mean, how do you balance that work life of being like able to do 11 hour, a 10-hour day, come home, like I still got to feed myself, and be like, I got to get the energy to like make music still and actually commit to it.
It's so hard.
Like how do you balance that?
Well, and the other thing too is that like even if you have the time, you can figure out the time. It's like it's still music. It's still like an artistic thing. So you can't just make it whenever. You have to be creative and
inspired or have an idea.
I can't remember what it was. It was two or three nights ago, sitting on my computer just swearing because I just couldn't do anything. And it was the only time that I had to do it. So either I was
trying to fit your like artistic vision into a box, right?
Yeah, and it's fucked, but I don't know. It's that's I guess the pursuit.
Yeah.
But it's definitely in Vancouver doesn't lend itself super well, and it doesn't feel as like not forgiving.
I was actually gonna say forgiving.
Yeah, that, or like it doesn't feel as welcoming as it did when I first moved here. I think like artistically and like growth wise. But maybe that's the change of scene or whatever. But
something else I wanted to is like when you came, did you notice a change, at least in your music production or the style, when you came from Kelowna to Vancouver?
Yeah.
I was thinking, I wasn't sure exactly, I couldn't place the exact date. I wasn't sure if I Appreciate You was a Kelowna release or a Vancouver release.
That was a Vancouver
release.
Yeah.
So you had I couldn't keep track of all of the EPs you released because they're not all available anymore.
Yeah.
But I mean, did you notice a shift in your, like, at least the music or style of production or anything like that when you uprooted yourself?
Well, I think because the main thing too is that I went from living in Kelowna and just being in kind of a bubble of my own like room basically to moving here, going out, playing shows, hearing things, and being influenced by like the idea of, you know, you're playing a club. What you're doing is you're trying to make people have a good time, all this kind of stuff. But like still at the same time be doing, like, having fun yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So that was definitely a big switch. Like if you were to listen to like shit from when I still lived in Kelowna now, it's like it's heavier now. It's more.
Yeah, I feel like your old stuff, and maybe it was a sign of the time. So there's, you know, the pitch shifted vocals, the high trap. It was like, you know, that Rudy P. Style,
and like Wave Racer.
What was his girlfriend? Carling Ruse, and sort of barefacey vibe to it.
Yeah.
And now it's, you know, you kind of have that, you know, like you collabed with NOSCAR or whoever, right? Like it's got that Blank Banshee or whoever, like the Vancouver Vaporwave sound influence to it now. Yeah. Totally. So the natural evolution, I guess.
Yeah. And that's like anything. I guess you can look at any artist and like it's always so crazy because the internet has definitely expanded. You know, like how you make art and, you know, your influence and stuff, but everything always still comes back to like the where you are and who is around you and you making music with them, because like you can make music with any producer, right? Hong Kong, fucking
Korea,
middle of Russia, whatever, right?
People,
you can do anything you want, but like there will be nothing like being in a studio or something with somebody else and making music and seeing how they do a thing. Cool. And seeing how you do the thing, and, you know, kind of
like, I never looked at it that way. And you guys sort of like bounce ideas. I mean, anyone you really like collaborating with here in the city? I mean, I know you've got
Oscar. Oscar's the main one.
Yeah.
But like the other people that it would either be like Landon.
Yeah.
Or Joel's. I would like, but honestly, that would just come back to like hanging out. Like we would just like hang out and maybe make a beat or.
Yeah, it sort of blends the line of like friendship and collaborator, and you're like, all right, we should make music. Like, whatever, they'll go for.
Well, and with those guys too, it's so nice and I found with a lot of like during a period, so there was like, like Brock's or Rook Milo, and Landon, Joel's, Noah Williamson, Noel. It wouldn't even be one of those forced things where it's like, hello, we both make music, like that's why we know each other. It's
the
like,
awkward SoundCloud message or whatever.
Yeah, it was more so just
bro,
like,
you want to collab?
Hey man, like we're just good friends with all those guys. So
that's nice. So I mean, at least to know that like in terms of Vancouver, there's the underlying communities there, right? It just like the seeds are planted. We're just waiting for that like fertile soil or the rain or whatever to come and really let this place blossom.
Yeah,
hopefully it does. But
yes,
who knows?
Who knows?
No, that's cool. That's super cool. I mean, so you just had a big, well, not just recently, but you just April, yeah, your album release. Because you kind of gave me a sneak peek of something that was different.
Yeah.
So whatever happened? Like it was like there's this like there was a post-wave vibe and like post-rock vibe to it, and there's kind of just some like epic sounds, and now it's more of a line to what I guess James Deen fans would expect. Yeah. So whatever happened to that secret album, and you know, tell me a little bit about the most recent release.
Yeah, so originally it was very different. There was only one of the vocal featured songs on the actual album. So the Claro one and the Kendra Diaz one were not on there originally. I was just gonna put those as singles, and it was 9 or 10 songs, intro and outro, and all this different stuff. And then it was supposed to come out through a label. I probably shouldn't say just for.
That's fine.
Yeah. I mean, it probably.
And I won't pry.
Doesn't really matter, to be honest, but and then it just kind of like fizzled out a little thing, just like both sides were like nothing was really going on about it. So I was like, you know, fuck it, I'll just do it myself, and I just totally revamped it. I remember I put a bunch of stuff together. It was finished songs, half finished songs, ideas, and I just sent it out to a bunch of people, and I was like, which ones are the ones that you like
or worth pursuing.
Yeah, exactly. And then from there, it was 7 or 8 songs, and So the oldest one on that is about 2 years old, and
Okay.
then it like compared like from when the album came out, and the newest one to that would be about 6 months.
Cool.
So it's about like
A bit of a period, yeah.
yeah, totally. So it was just time and everything, but yeah, I don't know.
So the most recent release, like, what did you sort of set out to accomplish with that album? I mean, how does it differ from I Appreciate You and the list of other Bandcamp EPs that are long forgotten?
I don't know. I think it's just more like thought out.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like everything else I came out with was just like, it was just there. Like it just was a finished thing, and then I was like, yeah, fuck it, whatever. Like we'll just put that out. Like I even remember like a song or two at the end of I Appreciate You, like Ange, who's like she does all the like switch nights and stuff like that. I remember being like close friends with her at that point. Still am, I guess. But yeah, like showing her a song and be like, I don't know if I really like this one, but I'll put it on anyways. And she was like, why? Like, why? Why not?
Just release something you're not fully satisfied with.
Yeah, but I think at that point I was just like, it all sounds cohesive. Like, let's just put this out. So this one was more thought out. It was more, and like the actual track listing, I thought way more about. I'll skip it for a bit, but maybe later. I thought about it way more and just like, I want to start with this one and with this one, that kind of thing.
Okay.
I think it's just more.
Was there a story in mind? Like if you're thinking about it like chronologically like that, or was it like
a little? I mean,
was there something you were trying to convey?
A little bit, not fully though. It was mainly just like, this is a good intro, this is a good outro. This one we'll put right in the middle, and then just like track placement, so it's like feels like cohesive.
Yeah.
Be about it, but no story really.
Okay, cool. Now, like, what's so we've sort of got an idea of where you've come and where we are now, but like, what's up next for you?
So
you go on the shows, tours, be doing.
I mean, I'd love to tour. I don't know if I can quite yet, but a couple more shows coming up soon. I think some more mixes too. Like, well, I'll do one for you guys. Yeah. And then I think I have one for CITR for like Crimes and Treasons.
Cool.
Hopefully.
I used to work there.
Yeah. Oh, nice. There you go.
Intern back in the day. Yeah.
Ooh, nice. But yeah, that, and then a couple singles, and then what I'm really kind of the main focus right now is an EP with Claro.
Cool.
So we've got
like more. Are you trying to venture into more vocals? I mean, is that so you see how your sound evolving, or what?
And like that's another big thing too right now is that I'm trying super hard to like get refine making rap beats.
Yeah.
Like that's like what I want to do right now.
Is work with rappers?
Yeah, so bad, so fucking bad. And the only thing is that like, it's just taken me so long to try and figure out.
Give a shout out. Who you could. Okay, let's do two part question.
Okay.
Who do you want?
Mm-hmm.
Who's realistic?
Who do I want would be like Cousin Stiz, Boston dude, fucking great. Any of the Brockhampton guys.
I know Brockhampton.
Yeah, they're fucking great, man. And they're just like so much to them, but I don't know, man. A lot of the the upcoming Atlanta dudes, like there's like Jose Guapo and Hood Rich, Pablo Juan, and fucking all those types, just like young nutty or whatever.
Young whatever.
Yeah, it's great, and like just fucking. It's like because that part of rap is in such a fantastic experimental zone right now.
Yeah.
24K Lotto from Miami is pretty sick.
So you know your stuff.
Yeah, I mean not really, but kind of. But but realistically, there's a few dudes. There's Lamont. He's out of Louisiana. I've been like talking to him a bit, and it's just like I've sent a few things, and he's tried some things, and things have worked. Things haven't worked.
So, yeah, know that.
And it's just about kind of finding how to create that balance between creating a full song, which I always try to do, and then creating the like background so that I can send it to these guys and they can do the thing. But there's another dude, Oravani. I think he's from Maryland, something like that.
Yeah.
I've been talking to him a bit, and just kind of. There's this dude, Lil Ghost from Toronto, who hopefully I could get a couple things too. But
that'd be sweet.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, so you just recently remixed So Low Key. Shout out to our local talent.
Those boys are doing great.
Yeah, congrats. Wish them the best of luck.
Really.
But I mean, you could probably. Do you find it's easier to collaborate with people with the internet, like you're saying? Like that's sort of how you found your music. That's how music is shared and evolved. I mean, is it easier to collaborate with in context of rappers at least.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like Twitter.
Abroad.
Twitter's a big thing.
Really?
Like,
That's
like,
it's the
like with Lamont and Aura, that's my main like contact line is like through Twitter, just like DMs or whatever. Just fucking send them shit. But yeah, I would say that would be kind of the main thing. But then I was thinking about it recently, and I was like, again, like going back to the whole thing, it's like there's nothing quite like working with somebody
in the studio. That's what I'm saying. There's like
you
still
get-
these
you
two
get the back
conflicting
and forth.
ideas, right? Like
Yeah.
and it's more fluid at least, the creativity of the ideas, right? When you're like having a real moment with someone.
Yeah, and you're making the thing, and you're like, all right, like, should this break down, or should this, so, yeah. But we'll see. One of my really good friends just moved in with me,
Nice.
and he just raps as a joke, so it'll be
Okay.
a nice learning experience.
Yeah,
so I'll get to work with him.
Yeah, and he can just give you practice, right?
Yeah.
I mean, do you think that's how your sound might evolve going forward? Like you becoming, whatever, not in a box sound James Deen has, and going more like rap and just pushing that boundary.
Yeah, maybe.
Some
I
of the
would
stuff
like to keep it on both ends, though.
Yeah.
Like do that kind of stuff, but then also like with Claro, like the work is like all the songs could probably be played with a live band kind of thing. So
I'd like to see that come back.
yeah, me too, man. That'd be really
Real
exciting.
music, live music. That's cool. So maybe throw a little moniker out there. Your rap producer moniker, and then you got your.
I think so far the funny rap producer moniker I thought of is Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix, Arizona. That's
Just
nice.
So dumb, but we'll see.
That's cool. So, and that's I couldn't thank you enough for coming out. I really appreciate it.
Of course, man.
I mean, before we let you go, is there anything you can give a big shout out to right now? Where you're like, I've got this track coming up. I mean, I know we're gonna do a mix for you soon, but any shows or anything you want to give a shout out to?
Switch at the Cobalt on the 11th. I'm guest DJing there.
11th of August. 11th of August at the Cobalt.
August at the Cobalt. I've got a couple singles coming out, hopefully this month and maybe the next.
Okay.
And then hopefully some accompanying videos as well.
Sweet.
So it'll be that, and then eventually that EP. But we'll see.
Awesome. Well, everybody look out. We got James Dean's show coming up on the August 11th. We might have a couple of tracks for the next 6 to 8 weeks, and who knows what else. Everybody, James Dean, thanks for coming out, man.
Anytime.